Every time you post about your business online, you speak to a customer in person, or you develop a new product, you're brand building. Making sure that the subtleties of the tone of the images that you use matches your aesthetic and your intentions is vital if you want people to have a cohesive experience. Tokyo Ramen built their business around the idea that the quality of the food and the care that went into making it is at the core of their business. And that might seem like a simple thing, but the way they go about doing that is what really sets them apart. When you walk into Tokyo Ramen, the first thing you see is one of the chefs cooking pork in front of you. And they don't do it under a griddle, they use a blowtorch. Now, why do they do that? They're using this blowtorch because it gives them control over the final product. It means that every single piece of pork is perfect because they've caramelized it individually by hand. The entire business is built around the kitchen. It's open, so you can see exactly what's going on. Now, they did this because they want you to know how much care and attention was put into making your food. Now, that might seem like a small thing, but as far as I'm concerned, that's the core of their business. Everything that you eat, every bowl that they serve, is done in such a way that it is absolutely perfect. I mean perfect in terms of the amount of care and attention that went into making that dish. You're greeted by somebody who's friendly and enthusiastic. You're led to a table, you sit, you eat one of the best bowls of noodles that you'll ever eat, and 10 minutes later, you and your friends are out of the door with a smile on your face. Now, that's how it feels as a customer to interact with Tokyo Ramen. So what I tried to do as a photographer was to make sure that when you looked at the images, that's the impression you got. You felt like there was care and attention that went into your bowl. Part of the way that works is taking the attention away from the idea of just having a photograph of the finished food. Because to be honest, if you've seen one bowl of ramen, it probably looks the same as the next bowl of ramen. Watching the owner and the head chef at Tokyo Ramen taste the broth before a day at work tells you more about the product than a photograph of what the broth looks like. So when we worked on their imagery, we didn't light the space. We wanted it to feel exactly the way it would feel when you walked in. Everything that you see is the daylight from the street outside, the tungsten lights that are hanging from the ceiling, or the lights around the kitchen area. And there's something about like lighting stuff really kind of aggressively or trying to make things too perfect that takes away from that feel of kind of honesty. If you arrived at Tokyo Ramen after having seen these images, you wouldn't wonder where you were. It would feel like home. When you're building your brand, you need to make sure that you do the same. The first thing your customers should feel when they interact with you is the thing that you stand for. Like Tokyo Ramen, walking into that restaurant and seeing the kitchen and watching the chefs make the food in front of you, your customers need to understand what you're about. If you're about the quality of the food, put that front and center. If you're about the experience of somebody dining, put that front and center. But regardless of what you decide to do for your business, make sure it's led by your brand values.